Some stunt double Saturday night special. Both starting quarterbacks that you're used to not in the game for Ravens, Packers, and instead it was a Malik Willis, Snoop Huntley special, but really it became the night of Derrick Henry. Unbelievable. That's a 3-yard pitch to a touchdown. Ravens take a 27-14 lead on that play. Late in the fourth quarter, up 10 now. Ravens extend it. Derrick Henry runs left, 25-yard TD. 7th career 200-plus yard game, which is the most ever for NFL history. Cheese grater on the head. That's the gift of du jour Saturday night in Green Bay. Ravens comfortable win this one 41-24. Henry had a career-high 36 carries. He literally said, I will put this team on my back. Now they head to Charm City next weekend. They got to take on the Steelers for the AFC North, which is why after the game, Snoop Huntley had to make a specific phone call once the Sunday games rolled around. Who are you talking to, Snoop?
How will you spend tomorrow during that Steelers-Browns game? Will you watch with teammates? Will you watch with?
Nah, I'm trying to make it out of here so I can call Shedeur real quick and make sure he can get it done.
Well, guess what? Shedeur got it done. I'm just going to ruin it right now. All the Rodgers Steelers need to do is beat the very bad Browns, and you're the AFC North champs. You don't even have to worry about Week 18. You get a home playoff game, but they're down 3-0, and Shedeur's like, I'm going up top. Harold Fannin Jr. makes the catch, scores the touchdown, and the Browns have got a big lead on the Steelers, who can't do anything on offense. Less than 30 seconds to go, 13-6. Rodgers. He goes to Marquez Valdez-Scantling about 40 times in a row. 4th and goal. Need to have it. Goes to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. No penalty, no completion, no nothing. The Steelers go and score 6 points against the Browns and lose. Rodgers going face-to-face with somebody on the Browns. What a weird scene. What a bad loss. Congrats to the Browns. The Steelers have to now beat the Ravens in the last week of the regular season instead of just winning this game. Myles Garrett, who did not have a sack in this game, had a scorching take on maybe why.
To an extent, I feel like they were more worried about keeping me away from Aaron than getting the win. And I think that's what came back to bite them. So they'll have to fight it out with Baltimore next week.
I didn't think we played poorly. We just didn't make enough plays. I thought they played well. I thought the game was kind of unfolding in the way that you would anticipate, but we never made that signature play that kind of got us over the hump. That generally is the deciding factor in games like this, and we generally make them. We didn't make them today.
How important is it for you guys to kind of quickly turn the attention once this game get a chance to still win the division next week?
Yeah, win or lose, that's what you do. You move on to the next game. I have full confidence we'll go home and win next week.
And now they get the Sunday Night Football special. It'll be Steelers-Ravens for the division next weekend. But Manti, Myles Garrett said, enough about me, guys. You got to worry about winning the game. Yep. In fact, the Steelers did not. They were concerned with Myles Garrett, the record. But now we look squarely at the AFC North and how things were shaking out yesterday.
Yeah, when I look, you look at Mike Tomlin, what he said. He said, signature play that didn't get us over the hump. Now, the signature play that he was looking for, especially Aaron Rodgers, was that fade that he was trying to throw to MVS, whether it be on the goal line or in those third-down situations that usually are thrown to DK Metcalf. We had a conversation last week about the impact that this suspension could have on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, you could see that yesterday. There are so many times where you have Aaron Rodgers trying to throw this ball up top on a solo coverage to one of his big wide receivers, and it just wasn't working. The second thing I got from this is it's kind of comical with Cleveland and helping an AFC North fold versus the Steelers. Remember that Mike Tomlin had some words to say about a trade that happened earlier that included Joe Flacco. Let's go back and listen to it.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
Well, then Joe Flacco throws for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Cincinnati Bengals would beat the Steelers. And then they beat the Ravens. The Ravens the other day, and now the Ravens posted this. Perfect timing, and the Cleveland Browns helped out the Steelers again. And so it's so funny that Mike Tomlin is kind of hurt by the same team twice in the same year. Yep. And it's just perfect timing, Willie, for for what they have coming up, and I'm so grateful. I mean, I know that the Steelers aren't happy about it, but I'm happy that going into this last week, we have something to look forward to in the AFC North matchup.
Yeah, I got to breathe a little bit, man, Ty, because I dread waking up talking about this because the Steelers fans don't want to be in this position. And I just told Kyle, after the Ravens beat the Green Bay Packers in the fashion they did with Derrick Henry, I said the Steelers are in trouble because now the Ravens have momentum. And the Steelers, I had one job. Beat Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, and they failed at that. They didn't look good, right? And you talk about in a game where in trench warfare, it's going to be body blows. One of the aspects I thought that failed the Steelers that usually is probably their bright side and that they lean on is their special teams. Chris Boswell didn't have a good game. He's 2 for 3. I know he missed the 155-yarder. And this one hurt him because at the end of the day, when it's a tight, dog-fought game, you need your special teams to step up. I thought the Browns special teams played better. They had the 133-yarder in the game, and then they had the big 61-yard punt that really flipped the field, and the Steelers had to go the distance. So I was frustrated because there's a lot of aspects to this game the Steelers needed to show up in. They didn't do so. And the special teams is usually money good. Boswell is a hell of a kicker, but he didn't have a good day yesterday, and it hurt the Steelers in the long run.
A lot of things hurt the Steelers. You know who won this game for the Browns? You know who lost this game for the Steelers? That individual in the stands in Detroit who got DK Metcalf to walk over to them. Are you kidding me? This is what you want to know why the Steelers lost that game? Because of that. Because of that guy in the wig and DK Metcalf's decision to do that. I saw Tony Romo say after the game, the Steelers might have won this game with DK. They definitely would have won this game with DK. They were a player short. They were a play short. They needed DK bad. When you have Rodgers throwing to Marquez Valdez-Scantling 3 straight times in the goal line sequence covered by Denzel Ward, 2 times of the 3, not even on the same page, had a no-chancer. You needed DK badly. That person in the stands in Detroit really affected this thing. That guy in the stands in Detroit is affecting the AFC North this year more than Joe Burrow. It's like it is a massive, massive pivotal thing that happened. And I just can't believe that in sequence. How badly did they need a big, strong wide receiver that Rodgers is on the same page with? I understand he played with Marquez Valdez-Scantling 4 years ago. Let's not pretend that's Devontae Adams out there. Totally different situation. I feel like if DK is there, if DK decides to just go over and say something to that fan and not put his hands on him, I feel like right now this morning, the Steelers are the AFC North champs. They're playing a home game. Now they got to go and play Baltimore again without DK because of the guy in Detroit. Just a massive, season-altering thing right there. They win that game with DK. You cannot change my mind about it. If that doesn't happen, they're already having the T-shirts this morning. All because of that. Rodgers is sitting there flailing at the end of the game, throwing it to anybody that's not Pat Freiermuth. Terrible loss. Ugly ending, and the ugliest reason of all is they lost that game because their star receiver did that to a fan of Detroit. It's nuts.
KB, though, you hit it on the head in the beginning of the month, though. I remember after the loss to the Bills and people were calling for the fire of Tomlin, that you said on this show that this is what's going to happen before they played the Ravens. It's like, in Steelers fashion, they're going to beat the Ravens, and then they're going to lose to somebody that they shouldn't lose to. That's just what we've gotten accustomed to with the Pittsburgh Steelers in December. They beat teams that they're not supposed to beat, but the teams that they're supposed to beat, they lose to them. And so this is kind of like, again, we're heading into a last week of the season, big-time game, an AFC North divisional rivalry between the Steelers and the Ravens. I'm excited for it, but I know Steelers fans got to be sitting back and say, listen, I mean, especially KB say, I told you so.
36.
I know many Steelers fans, Jamie. I don't know a single one of them that was surprised by that game.
That was it.
Willie is Mr. Steeler. Not surprised by them scoring 6 points against a bad Browns team. And Willie, can you explain why you're not surprised?
Well, because they've been inconsistent. And I think anytime you don't have a run game that really last couple of weeks have come on, didn't show up against the Browns. And, listen, the Browns at home are always a tough outfit, especially defensively. They was geared up because they wanted to get Myles Garrett the sack. They were juiced up, and they saw everything that the Steelers wanted. The Steelers just didn't seem like they were interested. At times, they looked spotty. They looked clunky. The defense tried to hold on. But at the end of the day, it comes down, you have to score points, especially in the red zone.
You know the Steelers will. Is it true? I heard a report that the Steelers are going to hang a banner in the stadium that says, did not allow Myles Garrett to get the sack record 2025. Is that true? Can you confirm?
Well, first of all, He leads the league in sacks.
Yeah.
Like, he's a game record. You got to give him that respect. So you can't just leave him one-on-one with our tackle. He's the best edge rusher in the game.
Willie, Kyle, it was perfectly played. Willie, let's pull at the thread more. I feel like Myles Garrett got absolutely shut down over the last 3 weeks. Do you feel like offensive linemen, the quarterbacks he also played, did not want to be on that highlight tape? They did not want to be on that resume reel when he goes into the Hall of Fame. Can you confirm or deny that the offensive line over the last 3 weeks would have been like, not on our watch, not on our day, like this is wild what happened, and the fact that he has to now wait once more, week 18, and now there is the asterisk beside the if he does get that extra half sack?
It's definitely talked about. Like, you don't want to be the offensive lineman or the offensive line that let Myles Garrett break the record on you. Why? Because you're in the library. Every time they show when Myles Garrett goes to the Hall of Fame, they're going to show you in that offensive line giving up that one key sack to break the record. So, yeah, it's talked about, it's thought about, and they got the job done. We just didn't win.
I love when we're making a point. Kyle's like, yes, keep going. We got to talk about Drake May.